Bonnie, and today I'm going to show you how I make feather flowers. First of all, we start with a wire, different size wires for different types of flowers. We take each wire and we cover it with tissue paper. That way the flower will grip. Each feather we have is individually trimmed. We ship them in. We have to set the dye into them, that way if water gets splattered on them or something, the color doesn't come off. But each individual feather is trimmed with scissors by hand, so that's where a lot of the time goes. Then what I'm going to do right now is actually called a filler. And I have some wire here. And you just take the wire, wrap it around a couple of times. You have to pull these really tight because the magicians can use these same exact bouquets for years and years. And we put on each feather individually. Wrap it around. And for the filler, we put on 3 feathers at a time, and we put on each one of these is going to have 3 sets of feathers on it. Here we have what we call fuzzies. That's the technical name. These are the extra part of the feather that would be, for example, down here, the part that we would cut off. The fuzzies are also all trimmed by hand, and this is what we use to do the inside part of the flowers for the contrast. So we cut all the fuzzies and make those all of ourselves too. After you get your feathers on here, pull it tight. We have a little end of the feather down here past the wire. You have to trim that off. That makes it so it's less bulky, makes it look nicer. Then you wrap the wire down a little bit more. And the magicians don't like the audience to see the light glinting off the wire here. So then we have to take strips of tissue paper that we cut here, and you put some glue on it. And then you just wrap it around and you're just covering up the wire, that way the light doesn't reflect off of it when they're doing their show. And the different flowers, depending on what type of flower I'm doing, some of them can be made in 15 minutes if they're totally trimmed. The Super Botania bouquet that I'm working on right now, I've got 60 hours into it right now, and I should be able to get it done today. Once the flowers are all assembled and the fillers, I put them in boxes, and then we trim each flower. We give them all haircuts is what we say. These ones have not been trimmed yet, but we'll trim them so that way they're totally circular. This feather right here is a little bit longer than the other ones, so we'll trim it so it's totally round. And then the feathers and the flowers, the fillers, they all go back into the back, and then Jeff assembles them and puts them all together and makes them look pretty for us.